Hello, guys. Welcome to our second podcast here from FLG Gamers. I have with me here John and Chris.
Hello.
Hey.
And what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, first, I just wanted to give a kudos to Chris for...
Yes.
You're all surprised.
I don't know where this is going.
That the video, the Fallout 4 video that you did.
The robot video.
Yeah, it actually surprisingly did okay. I mean, I hate to admit it, but no, that was good. And it was well received. And Suj, your video for the Division was done excellent.
Yeah, and I kind of had a feeling it was going to be well, because it was going to do well, just because of that's what's kind of going on right now, and that's what people are looking for. Especially, a lot of people have reached the end game segment, so now what they want is like Phoenix credits or high end items or gear. And speaking of which, I kind of wanted to bring this up. I don't know if this is like a good time to talk about this, but do you guys think that the end game of the Division is there? And if not, then do you think the game is still kind of fun to play either way? Like, there's not much to do, but I just kind of want to play with my friends. Or
I have fun playing with you guys,
right?
But like, if you guys aren't on, I'm not going on that game.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. They already have a large update coming up, and it's adding the excursion, which is their raid, and they're adding
incursion.
Incursion, is that what it is? Incursion.
Yeah.
Okay.
The excursion is like a Ford.
Excursion. Yeah, it's like a piece of crap vehicle.
Vehicle. Right.
Anyways, no. So that's gonna be in, and they also have the new gear sets that I saw. So, and you get a bonus when you have a full set of gear.
Yeah.
One is only acquired through the Dark Zone. That I thought was interesting. So they kind of make people want to go into there and do more with that.
Right.
If you want that gear set. So it's hard to say because they're still releasing in-game and they're doing it rather quickly, which I think is a bonus. So
this episode brought to you by Sky Vodka.
And Chris.
Yes. So... But yeah, and no, I think both those videos would do well just mostly because they were like informational based. People are curious about that, and so check them out. Check them out on YouTube.
What else did we put out this week?
They're pretty good.
Or since the last podcast?
The Dark Souls video.
That one was good. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, the Dark Souls video. We had a challenging mode video.
The full run of the challenge mode for Russian consulate.
Mm-hmm. From the Division.
That one was, it was fun to make.
It was fun to make, and it was fun to watch, too. So
it was a little long, but, if you're going to do the full run, that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what other games are you guys playing, anyways, since I last seen you?
I'm still playing Subnautica here and there.
Subnautica looks really good, actually.
I want to try that still.
It's good. My last video tanked, so I'm probably not going to bother making another one.
Right.
Unless, people ask for it, but...
Well, yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, see, the problem is we've got a comment on one of our videos, and someone is asking us to make a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. And do any of you guys own that game?
Ew.
Ew.
See, I gave up on the Call of Duty franchise, though.
Well, it's only good online. My daughter plays it.
Another one.
My daughter plays Call of Duty.
Crap.
And it's just an online game anymore. The offline play, like the single player stuff, is fucking bad.
Dude, give me a remake of Call of Duty 2 any day.
Yeah, they ought to go. And actually, in our next segment, I got something to bring up about that. I'm not going to waste it now, but yeah, I like the World War II stuff better, but that's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the modern...
I like Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That first one was really good.
The very first one.
I liked that one a lot.
Yeah, the very first one was really amazing. And you're more... Even the single player was really good.
Yeah.
You can get more attached to the characters, and you actually know who they are, and they're very memorable, I think.
Well, Chloe has Black Ops 2. And I played the single player in that, and it was just stupid. It was really bad.
Yeah, and then isn't the next one coming out in space or something like that?
Oh my god, we're gonna talk about that. Not right now. We're gonna get into that.
What other games are you playing, Sue?
Other than a lot of the Division, I've been playing a lot of Vita games actually.
Oh yeah,
PS
that's right.
Vita. I've been playing a lot of PS Vita games. I've been trying out Dragon's Crown, which is like a side like platformer hack and slash type of thing. I've been also playing some Final Fantasy X, and that's really good.
What's that dragon one they were playing last night?
That was Dragon's Crown.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really fun. What else?
I haven't seen the Vita. Mm-hmm. I had the PSP.
Right.
And I don't know. It was the best gaming system you could get for handheld at the time, but there was almost no support for it. There was hardly any games, hardly any good games.
Well, that's what I was actually talking about with Suge last night. Was it last night? Yeah. The Vita, I feel like it incorporates the whole PlayStation Network, and it allows you to kind of go cross with the console. A cross-platform.
Yeah, cross-play, cross save, and all
you
that.
can even stream. You were playing the Division on it. You can stream those games onto a handheld.
Remote play, yeah, you can do remote play.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I feel like they improved the PSP in so many ways and with the Vita, but what happened is a lot of people tried the PSP and were maybe turned off from it, and so when the Vita came out, they were like, the PSP wasn't that great, so I don't know.
Is that how you got onto party chat? With us while you were out driving around?
Yeah. I was driving, so basically what happened is I was driving back home and I had the Vita turned on and I saw that John and Chris were in a party on PlayStation. So I joined their party and Chris knew that I wasn't home and he's like, dude, like, how are you here? Like, are you at John's place? Like,
well, it creeped me out a little bit because me and John talking and then I hear Suge, hey Chris, and I'm like, oh crap, like, am I losing my mind right now? Like, dude, did I just hear Suge?
I mean,
he's not at home.
You wouldn't answer your phone, so I was like, what's the best way to get to talk to this guy other than find him on PSN? Sure.
Only a gamer won't answer his phone, but he's on party chat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think the PSP was bad. I think the problem here is
the system was good. It was just there was no support with the games.
Right. And I think the problem is that it's the competition because you're competing. The PS Vita has to compete with the Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL, and there's a lot of fans for Nintendo games. People like those games, and a lot of like JRPGs and all the like Mario games and Zelda games, and people like to play that.
Well,
isn't the obvious demographic for those games like young, very young?
Well, just think about everyone who owned a Game Boy.
Like under 16.
The Game Boy was like a massive hit for handhelds, probably one of the most successful. And now where do they go after the Game Boy? They're gonna stick with Nintendo.
I think I still have your Game Boy. With your Pokemon games?
The Pokemon Gold.
And I remember you showing me like, check this out, I got Pokemon. I'm like, dude, get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna hate because Pokemon is awesome. It's a great game.
Yeah, that was a great Game Boy game.
He had a book with all the cards. I'm like, what do you do with them? I just look at them.
You collect them. You collect them.
I didn't collect the cards, but I played the Game Boy game. So.
You have to catch them all, guys.
You gotta catch them all.
And your brother played Magic, right? I never.
My brother played Magic: The Gathering, and he was into it for a little bit. And if you like board games and card games, that's one to check out.
Well, that's like WoW now, or not WoW, but Blizzard has the Hearthstone, yeah. And that's actually successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just a card game.
It's very successful.
Yeah, online card game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very successful.
That's cool. It's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into that.
I'm not.
I wouldn't.
That's okay. I played it.
You did try it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it free.
Yeah, it's free.
So
yeah.
I played around with it. And actually, a lot of the guys in my raid group were into it. Mm-hmm. And so while we were doing downtime during raid for whatever reason, somebody had to go to the bathroom, or we'd take like 15-minute breaks during raid, people would jump on and battle each other in Hearthstone.
Right.
While they were all in vent and everything. Mm-hmm. Those are good times.
Yeah.
Wow. Need another good MMO.
It's true. It's true. It's been a while. It has been a while.
For a good one, yeah.
I mean, the last up-to-date one we played was
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Republic.
And that was fun, except it kind of has the same problem Star Wars did then that we're seeing now with Division, where it was a ton of fun, but you hit the end of the game so quick, and there just wasn't enough to do.
Not much end game there.
Well, the thing is, they took a long time to get the end game. Like, they had that one raid, and then they released the second one. Yeah. The Hut raid, and the one with Soa. I can't remember the names of them at this point, but
years ago.
Yeah, they took a while to release anything after that, and with Division, I see they're already coming out with something, even though it's the first raid.
But it's only one raid. If this was 2 raids, I'd be happier. Now, what we don't know is the size of the raid.
No, but what we do know, they also already had said in one of their news updates, was that the raid is going to have no checkpoints, and if your team wipes, you restart.
Right.
And that's it.
So what I'm used to is like a 10-boss raid, where you raid on Monday night and you take down the first couple of bosses, and then you stop. You're locked in. You come back on like Wednesday night. You do a few more bosses, and hopefully before reset, you take them all down.
It's funny because the Division testers for the new incursion, they're saying that it took them a couple days to complete that the raid.
All right. Well, that's not bad.
With no checkpoint. I wonder how that works.
Yeah, there's no checkpoint. So if you go till the end and you wipe, you start over.
But like, say, you get halfway through it and someone's like, okay, well, it's getting late. I have to go to bed.
Right.
What happens?
Well, they go to sleep.
They go to sleep.
You restart? You restart the raid tomorrow? I mean, I don't know.
How do you pick back up on that?
With no checkpoints. I guess we'll find out.
You probably start back at the beginning and the raid is cleared out up to the point that you cleared it out.
Maybe.
And you just run back through. Hopefully.
Speaking of the latest MMOs, have you guys tried out the Elder Scrolls Online at all, or no?
We were beta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were in beta on that. There was a lot of bugs then.
Yeah, there were.
I liked it.
It was an interesting idea. It wasn't very traditional MMO style, but they tried to mold the whole Bethesda RPG, like Skyrim, with an MMO, and I had fun with it. I hear it's very successful now. I haven't actually.
It's gone free to play, I think, hadn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's gone free to play. There's actually a big expansion that's coming out sometime in the near future, very soon. I'm not sure when exactly, but there's a lot of hype going on about that.
Okay. Well, since we're already sort of going into talking about news, we should get into our news segment here. Would you guys like to start that?
Suge, what do you got?
Yeah, what would you like to talk about?
Well,
what do you have for us?
I was looking at a lot of the April Fool's stuff that's been going on in the gaming world, and there's a lot of funny ones and interesting ones, and just ones that didn't end well. I'll start with the ones that don't end well with Google. So basically what they did is they had, when you're emailing a bunch of guys, it puts you in a mailing thread, right? So you basically have a conversation with people through emails, and you can either press the send button, or you can press send and drop mic button. And when you press the send and drop mic button, it sends basically a GIF of a minion, the yellow minion, when he drops the mic in one of the movies.
Right.
It sends that GIF along with the email. The problem here is that they replaced that button with the send and archive button. And when you send email to some people and it responds with like an automatic message.
Right.
So basically anybody that has that, all the professional businesses that have that, had the gif of the little minion dropping the mic at the end of it, and a lot of people complained about that. So, and not only that, when you do that, it kicks you out of the thread. So you basically send a message, drop the mic, and you're completely out of the thread. And a lot of businesses are complaining about that, and they're saying that, because their emails are set up to auto reply to some messages, it kicked them out of conversations that they can't really go back to, and they lost everything. So. That's one of the bad ones that really stood out.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Go Google. Right. Sticking it to the man, right?
There's another funny one from Google. They showed off a video of a cardboard plastic kind of like a VR device, which is basically just like a plastic piece that you put on your head, and you get the full immersion of the real world, basically. And they were showing
virtual real world.
Yeah, and it's like super immersive, and and they were showing that off in like a legit video that on their website.
They were trying to actually sell you cardboard,
right?
Okay,
right. So
wow, Google's making some strides.
Yeah, I mean,
funny.
April Fools. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things.
Was there anything on Steam this year? Normally they do something. Last year, wasn't it the Goat Simulator that actually is taken off?
It's interesting because you know what? A lot of things that start off as April Fools sometimes become an actual thing. Like, it's like almost like companies are like, here's an April Fool's joke. Haha, it's funny, but like, hey guys, like, what do you think? Like, is this cool? Like, do you like it?
It's a test.
Because if people say it's crap, they're like, oh yeah, that was just an April Fool's joke.
It was just a joke.
But if it's awesome, they're just like, kidding. Oh yeah, absolutely, that's what we meant. It's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, since we were talking about like MMOs and stuff like that, the Pandaren. Wow, actually, that was an April Fool's joke when they introduced the pandas, and then a year later,
should have been a joke.
A year later, they actually it was another fifth or sixth race now in the game.
Yeah, there is some backstory behind the gay stupid pandas.
Well, you can go back into Warcraft 3 and you see there's a little gig. It's more of like a Easter egg type of like haha, like just it's a joke, but it's funny how that
it developed into.
I wasn't a fan of the pandas, although the monk race was cool.
See, I think
the monks did.
That's what I'm saying. Though we need something new from the MMO area, because that's just
it'd be all over that.
They've like.
I'm kind of hoping that one of these days we're gonna get a Destiny or a Division or another game that starts with a D. You like that.
Why you like it? You're smiling. I can see. Smiling across your face.
Wow.
That we'll get some other good MMO like that that's gonna come along. I was hoping the Division is gonna be it. It's probably a little early to tell. I was hoping Destiny would be it, and it definitely wasn't.
Right.
Well,
speaking of things that starts with D, and going back to some April Fool stuff, Asus they announced a VR device for cats.
Interesting.
And it's they're saying it is a super stroking experience.
Ooh.
All right.
So that's kind of their take on it.
Nice.
A super stroking.
Yeah. I found something kind of cool.
Right.
It's a VR game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now you know how I feel about VR.
Yeah, I know you're like, I'm not even touching that.
I'm not sold.
Totally not.
Give me something else.
But this is the Apollo 11 experience.
Okay.
And what it is it started as a Kickstarter 1 year ago, and it actually it made it, and it's coming out, and it's a new way to show you a documentary through VR.
That's cool.
So it's a documentary of Apollo 11,
and you like live through it, or
you live through it.
Yeah, that's cool.
In the game,
right?
So you get to see all the old video, like being projected, of Kennedy's entire speech about going to the moon.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
That's awesome.
And then you actually get to be in it while it's going through the launch, and you can hear Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong and everybody. You can hear their chatter with Mission Control while you're getting ready to do the launch, and you go through the launch and everything's shaking. You can look around through the spacecraft.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. See, look at that.
It gave me goosebumps. No kidding.
Kids are gonna actually learn from video games. No, I'm not. That's like kids don't care about history. Well, I mean, a lot of the kids in my classes growing up in school, but I mean, you give them a VR and tell them, hey, you want to go to the moon? Here's a history lesson.
So you're saying, John, that VR should be more of like a theatrical and cinematic thing instead of like, I'm going to play a game and I'm going to put a headset on my face.
I'm not saying that that's what it should be, but the fact that they're already looking at it as a different form of introducing media, I think is really cool.
Well, that's a great
Will it
thing.
make me buy VR? Fuck no. No, but I would love to see that.
It's the next step, man. And you know,
like if somebody buys it, like I want to go over to their house.
Right.
Speaking of
check it out.
Speaking of VR, actually, the Oculus Rift just launched on March 28th, and the HTC Vive that Valve's releasing is that comes out on April 5th. That's actually, for us, it's tomorrow. But already they're having some issues with the shipping on the Oculus Rift.
Really?
Yeah. And they said there's shipping issues, and Vive is also having problems with their auto cancellations.
With like payments and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically people are pre-ordering it and their pre-orders are getting canceled. Auto cancellation. And they're working on it. They're trying to figure it out, and so they're working with their customers to try to get their payments through. And
yeah, that really sucks because like
it's a rough start for VR, right? It's like this is like the big top two that are coming out in the spring. Back to back, and they're already hitting a little bit of turbulence there, but they're out now. They're here, so VR is a real thing now. We get to test it for ourselves.
But you know what? That must really suck for those people that pre-ordered it and their orders got canceled or their shipments didn't go through. Because think of it that way: you pre-order something and you're really waiting for it and anxious for it to get to you, and then all of a sudden it's not here, and your friend is using his and having fun with it, and it's not your fault and they're messing up on it. Are they going to be compensated for any of the delays, you think, or do you think they're just gonna figure it out and ship it to them?
Well, what they say here's a quote, actually. Quote: while fulfilling this week's orders for HTC Vive, a limited number of individuals were affected by auto cancellations due to processing issues with financial institutions. We're actively working to resolve this and have already reinstated orders for some customers. We want to assure our customers that we'll work with them to process their payments so they can receive their Vive when they were expecting it. If you pre-order a Vive, we encourage you to contact your financial institutions to notify them of upcoming charges and quote.
Right. It sounds like they're gonna get their VR headsets either way. But it's just going to be... It
sounds like a really long corporate way of saying, go fuck yourself. Like, get your shit when you get your shit.
Yeah. Oops, we messed up. Well,
yeah. What are you going to do?
You'll get it. I mean, they're trying, it's...
You know what? I'll take that any time of day instead of like a technical problem, Like, instead of having the VR...
Remember Christmas with the PS4?
Yeah, I was pissed about that because I had... Dragon Age Inquisition was out, right? And I was trying to, grind that game out. I was already, it had its hooks in me and everything. And PSN was down and I couldn't get onto my
I still go back and play multiplayer on that from time to time.
That's a great one too.
It's fun.
I like that one.
Yeah, all that VR looks like it's doing well in terms of how well it actually runs. So at least that's not the problem. Shipping, it's okay. They'll get it either way.
Well, I mean, like I said, HTC Vive is also a technology from Valve. So they're working with Steam on that one. So there's a lot of Steam games that are going to be going through that.
Right.
So we'll see how it turns out. I mean, there's a lot of high end on that. It can go with Steam.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a major hit, So.
Right. That's true.
Speaking of things that suck, Call of Duty.
Chris? Oh, Call of Duty.
Wow.
So
these guys.
There's rumors going around that saying that Call of Duty is going to be set in the far future and include space battles.
So they're going further in the future than it already is?
Yes. So they're going to try to suck significantly more.
Come on. You're hating way too much.
Don't you think it's time to retire the series?
I mean, if that's the way they see it is that if this is doing well, then we're gonna continue doing it. Like same thing with Assassin's Creed. They're releasing that game every year, and it's almost the same thing. But to Ubisoft, this game is doing well, and people are actually buying it. So why stop here?
Well, that's the same thing with GTA. GTA 5, you're like, well, everyone bought that game. It was a great game. It actually sold, 60 million copies or something like that?
Yeah, it did really, really well.
It was crazy.
Every Rockstar game does well.
And people are like, well, I mean, I even thought about it. I'm like, dang, GTA 5, they're coming out with the 6th one. And shouldn't they take a break from it? But no, not with Money Talks. And they just sold 60 million copies. It was a hit. So why would they stop? That's same lines.
Exactly. But here's where I see John's point. You're talking about a badass game that is completely different from its predecessor, and Call of Duty that's almost the same thing where they just add fucking jetpacks and shit.
To go that far out of its norm, right. I think it should just.
Well, here's one thing. I remember.
How is that different from Far Cry though?
Not at all.
Going to Primal,
right.
But that was a success.
Primal's cool.
In my opinion, I liked that. It's a completely different idea.
Right.
Well, no, I remember you were saying which Call of Duty was that? Ghost, where you start off in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Call of Duty Ghost.
And you said in space, that was the best part of the campaign. Is the very beginning, and you're in space for how long? 5 minutes?
Just the very first mission. It doesn't take long.
And you said that was one of the coolest parts.
It was, because you get to fly around in space and you get to shoot things in space.
I actually watched you play that part.
Yeah, and it wasn't it wasn't crazy in the future or anything. It was just you're in space and you're wearing your suit and you're shooting things and you drop your magazine and you see it float in the air and you're like, wow, this is cool, and you just kill people in just space, and that was just awesome. and then it just ends there, right? It just ends there, and I feel like that's the problem. Now I'm not sure about the new one, this latest one that's going to come out, because if it's going to be like you said, very far into the future,
I don't know.
The technology's going
to is this
improved?
Is this a co-op with Destiny? Are they going to make Call of Destiny?
What was that one?
2?
What was that one planet area that was for nothing?
Yeah.
The one planet area in Destiny. I can't remember it. It's been so long since I played it.
There's a lot of planets in Destiny.
Yeah, I know. Forget it.
The tower?
No, not tower.
Right.
It was that cloud area where that queen chick was.
Oh, the asteroid. The reef.
The reef. There you go. Right. That's it.
They're gonna fight in the reef.
There it is.
In Call of Duty? Probably not.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'd like to go to the Queen's Reef any time of the day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nice.
Oh, here's a cool story. So
pulling out the V card.
Speaking of wow. No, so all right, that's a little bit of a downer, but here's something to uplift you guys a little bit. So Sony creates a custom PlayStation 4 controller for a gamer with cerebral palsy.
No, that's very cool.
That is cool. I like that.
Awesome.
So yeah, apparently this 21-year-old kid here, or boy, I guess. I don't know, he's a young man, but he has cerebral palsy. He's named by the name of Peter Bryan. He hit up Sony and was like, hey guys, listen, this controller, I'm having a little bit of problems with it due to my illness. So they went ahead and made him a custom controller just for his condition. I think that's really cool, Sony. It makes me want to be a fan of Sony. Like, I'm happy I got a PlayStation.
That's very stand up of them. It reminds me of the cancer kid who contacted J.J. Abrams and told him that it was his dying wish to see the Star Wars movie before he dies. And so he got to do a private screening of the movie before it launched with J.J. Abrams and got to see Star Wars. And he died. He ended up dying before the movie released.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's nice to hear stories like that.
And really, for those kind of people, how much out of their way is it to say, all right, I'll let you watch the movie with me?
Yeah, yeah, I know, seriously.
But for them to go out of the way to design and produce a controller just so a kid can play. I mean, that's very cool.
Yeah, kudos to Sony. So.
I mean, they've only got billions of dollars to work with.
Right.
Come on.
That's cool.
They have nothing to lose.
Another thing here, I'm not exactly gaming related, but I'm a total nerd, so I like this type of stuff. Game of Thrones season premiere on, what is it, April 24th? It's the season 6, so I'm excited for it. It's gonna have Benny Hoffman-Weiser returning as the executive producers, so that'll be cool. They've been there from the beginning, and it includes parts of the 2 books here, Feast of Crows and Dance with Dragons, and as well as the unreleased book, the 6th novel actually, The Winds of Winter. So
now I have not read the books, but I have seen the show.
I've read the first 2.
And I'm excited for the next season.
Well, this is the first season where the show is actually ahead of the book. Like, the book's not out yet, and the show's going to be showing parts of it. So that's cool, I think. It'll be interesting.
So John can't spoil stuff anymore.
Oh, no, I can. I got Wikipedia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, spoiler alert.
I spoiled that
Don't
whole
talk
season
to John.
for you.
Don't talk to John. He'll tell you. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
The show kind of lost me once it killed off Joffrey because, like, my whole reason.
Spoiler alert already. How do you know they've seen that part yet?
Dude, it's been out for so
years.
long. Yeah, are you kidding me?
So the person that's catching up, they're all listening. They're all, no. Why?
So yeah, just to let you know, guys, Mario does get rescue the princess at the end.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna play that game.
Oh, damn it. Well, tough
luck. So they lost you because of that. Why?
Well, once Joffrey died, and you could no longer get the satisfaction of watching the imp slap the shit out of him.
That was very satisfactory.
I know. It was great. And I'm like,
awesome,
Ned Stark, Sean Bean died again. Okay, no shock. But you still get to see the little blonde kid, which are all bad guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Malfoy.
Yeah. You get to see the blonde kid get slapped around like a little bitch. And, that's enjoyable.
Right. Yeah, and I'm blonde, so apparently I'm a bad guy now. Thanks.
It's not my fault.
You guys treat me like a bad guy sometimes.
You act like a bad guy sometimes.
You act like a bad guy.
Right.
Especially in the division.
Yeah.
Bad guys everywhere.
I don't know. Suge is the one that left party and killed me the other day, so I don't know how I'm
That was
guy.
Hilarious. I didn't even know about that. Yeah. Suge sent me a message. I didn't see it.
He's so. Oh, let me test the heal on you real quick. I'm gonna test a heal theory, and then he just
in the dark zone.
Shoots me in the back.
I left the group and shot him, and just dropped him right there. Picked up his dark zone keys and left. Basically,
yeah, this is my only key too. Might I add, but it's all right.
Speaking of that, the new update for the division launches April 12th. We've pretty much already gone over everything on that. The only thing that's going to be interesting is. There's still some details I don't know, like how many men are in your group for the incursion. Is it 4 or 8?
Right. It looks like it's going to be 4 still.
Originally, I heard that we're going to have a larger number.
Right.
But it sounds like they've kind of downgraded that to 4. Mm-hmm. And it launches at the exact same time as the Destiny update.
Oh, interesting. Really? Who cares?
So I don't know. Well, I feel that way, but there's still a lot of Destiny fans out there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I gave up on Destiny after the first patch.
Man, that Crota. Don't get me started. That one was awful.
It was fun playing with everybody, but...
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun playing.
I enjoyed it. I did, but man, there's so much lost opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the main problem of the game.
But
it's just It's just it had so much potential that was just wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But the incursion is going to also introduce gear sets, which is something that we haven't seen yet.
And there is a bonus for having a complete full gear set.
Yes.
Right.
So that's
you get all 4 items and you unlock a unique talent or perk.
Yeah.
And they're going to, you were telling me earlier, they're going to do trading.
Oh, yes. They're introducing trading, yeah. And the way they said that would work is you actually just drop your item on the ground and someone can pick it up. Now, there's a timer on that, and I don't think you want to be doing trading in the dark zone. It's probably not wise. But yeah, the way it works is you just drop your item on the ground and someone else can pick it up. So that's an interesting way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're also going to do supply drops in the dark zone.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
It's like a public quest if you play Destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each supply drop's going to have valuable gear in it, so you're going to want to get there, and they're going to be heavily guarded by AI,
right?
And it's open to everybody on the map to fight over.
Oh,
so that's going to introduce a lot of
rogue action.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
which so far I'm kind of disappointed in.
Well, it's gonna make it kind of different than what it is, because the only way that you get players to get together, kind of, or close to each other, is by extractions most of the time. So it's going to be kind of a different way to get that happening and get more rogue action. And I think that's what Ubisoft are wanting to get, is just more rogue action.
I like the open world.
The open world is cool, but I think what it lacks is factions. Because it's not Horde versus Alliance or light versus dark or good versus evil. There's no factions. Nobody, like, if you see other people, unless they have gear you want to steal, you don't care.
Well, it's just open world, though. It's free for all.
But if it was a faction-based thing, I think there'd be a lot more battles over territory or something like that.
Okay. That could be cool. I was thinking about that, and I was actually talking to Chris about that the other day, of bringing in some of the classic multiplayer modes, like team deathmatch or like capture the flag type of thing, or like domination. You know, that would actually be cool, where a group of players just maybe like hold down a place and everybody sees it on the map, and they're trying to go there and get that location,
like
or
King of the Hill type thing.
King of the Hill.
You know, it's funny because I remember now. Yeah, when we were talking about that, I brought up The Last of Us multiplayer. How much this game reminds me of that in a way, just in the whole third person.
And The Last of Us multiplayer was excellent.
I had a lot of fun with that. And there were factions, the Fireflies, and like they were like raiders almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Compared to the Division.
Yeah. So that was cool. I don't know how they would add factions in the Division.
I don't know, but I think that holds it back from being really, really good.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying that I have a good idea, but
yeah. Of course, he's always looking for the new MMO over there. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah, that all sounds cool. And like, because we're talking about DLCs and stuff like that, and have you guys heard anything about the new Doom? There is a closed beta that's going on right now. I didn't really get a chance to play it, but there's a lot of positive feedback on that.
Bethesda's making it, so I'm all aboard.
You're sold on that.
I love Bethesda, man.
Right.
It's my peeps over there.
It looks really good. And people are excited. Are really excited. There's a lot of hype going on, and
I believe you have to pre-order to get into the closed beta.
It's weird because you don't pre-order Doom, but if you bought what was it called, Wolfenstein?
Okay, Castle Wolfenstein. Yes.
Which I played.
Yeah, I played the
on
whole
like
ones.
486-66 back in like 92 or something like that.
Right, but not that one specifically.
All right.
Wolfenstein: The New Order. If you bought that, or if you have pre-ordered Wolfenstein: The New Order back in May 26, then you get a code for the new Doom.
That's cool. I want to try that. That looks a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Another game that I see that I'm excited about. There's a remake of Resident Evil 2.
Oh, yes.
One of my all-time favorite.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Resident Evil game out of the entire
I got
franchise.
that game as a gift from a girl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A girl bought you Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Why did you let her go? Are you mentally ill?
Well, I didn't let her go. She kind of ran away.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, I guess there was a little bit of an interview with Hirabayashi. I'm probably butchering that one.
Thank God you gave us that name.
You done fucked it up.
But he was anyways. Sorry, I'm not Japanese, so but he
As soon as you see a name that you can't pronounce, just go some guy.
some guy from Resident Evil 2's development team. Okay. Anyways, yeah, and they weren't sure. They're not sure if they're gonna stay true to the original games. Original fixed camera angles. I saw that. That's interesting.
Fine as long as they keep that same feel and vibe, and they make it feel like an actual horror game, not like the stuff we see nowadays.
Well, he said. Here's a quote from him. And of course, I saw a lot of feedback from Resident Evil 6, and I've taken on board everything I've heard from the fans about the game. I'm going to show you what it taught me through to the next experience I'll be bringing you. So
I hope it doesn't.
End quote.
I really hope it doesn't become a Resident Evil 6 or a 5 or a 4.
Well,
because I didn't like that type.
4, I liked 4 a lot, actually.
4 was okay.
4 was good.
4 was good.
But like 5 and 6, where it became more of a shooter than
Yes.
Resident Evil is, that's just...
Less of a thriller, puzzle, horror game.
Yeah.
They're remaking the number 2. So I'm going to assume they're trying to bring it back to where it was. Mm-hmm. I think that's their goal. Because they know that was a golden age.
That's a really good one to remake too.
Yes, it is. So
that'll be fun.
They didn't say if what platforms it's going to be on or any release date yet, so we have to stay tuned for that and see when that comes out.
Okay, yeah, that sounds excellent. Actually, yeah, I like the remakes of big games like that. They're remaking the Final Fantasy VII, which is personally I think is the best one out of all the Final Fantasy games, and I'm really excited for that one as well.
Okay. So I never played any of the Final Fantasies, really. I wasn't a fan of the whole like turn-based action where you're just like, it's almost, it's funny because we were talking about Pokemon earlier.
It's not the turn-based because like Baldur's Gate was turn-based to a certain degree, and that was great.
Kind of. Baldur's Gate, you could see the guy.
It's the Japanese anime style of the game that I couldn't get into.
Well, you'd be running along on the grass, and all of a sudden, and it brings you to a whole different screen where the fight's happening. It's not just like
you can actually see the enemies in front of you.
Yeah, like you walk up and there's an enemy right there. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go fight him now. Like Baldur's Gate, you could press the space bar, I believe, and you pause the game and you do all of your moves and everything.
I almost bought Baldur's Gate. It was on sale
again?
On Steam. Yeah, I almost bought it again.
Baldur's Gate was fun.
But you say that, but you really like Pokemon, so...
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Pokemon is like that.
Right.
And that was cool, but I don't know, maybe when I tried Final Fantasy, I was a little bit older. I was already playing like Morrowind and those type of RPGs, and I lost all my interest in
other games.
Because there was actually a Lord of the Rings game. I can't for the life of me remember.
Shadows of Mordor?
No, this was like on PS2. Man, I'm gonna have to think about it. But
Shadows of Mordor is really good too.
Yeah, I never played it, but I heard a lot of good things about it.
I played quite a lot of it, and it's pretty amazing.
But yeah, I haven't played that either. I've watched you play it. It was cool. Mm-hmm. But the Lord of the Rings game I'm talking about, it was the same way. It was like a more modern version of that same style where you run along and then you hit a battle. Yeah. Then
a StarCraft style Lord of the Rings RTS would be so cool.
What? So yeah, there's one.
Yeah?
Yeah, Battle for Middle Earth is a Lord of the Rings RTS.
Good?
Yeah, it's fun. I played it. I actually have it if you want to borrow it. But yeah, no, it was, I mean, it's more like you build a squad and it's a larger scale. It wasn't as good as StarCraft, obviously. Blizzard's got their games pretty much on point. With that,
well, that's it for the news. That's everything I've got.
Right?
Oh, geez. Oh, really?
FLG News.
Let's not do that.
And now we should take a moment to talk about our sponsors.
Oh, who are our sponsors?
Nobody. We don't have any.
We don't have any sponsors yet. So if you would be kind to sponsor us, we would be okay with that.
Jack from apartment 3B. So gave us $1 to mention his name.
So some places you can find us. Our YouTube channel, First Look Gamers.
Absolutely. Go there and subscribe. It really helps us out. And comment on our videos and let us know what you like, what you don't like.
Yes, that would really help. That way we can give you guys the stuff that you would like to see.
And if you have any questions or comments, and we'll actually mention them on the show here, go ahead and email us at firstlookgamers@gmail.com. And that's first with the
one ST.
One ST.
Yeah.
lookgamers@gmail.com. So,
and what do you guys got going in the works for videos, like coming down the line?
Well, we are we still doing that division review?
Review? I want to do now that we've spent plenty of time. I'd like to get something out.
Right.
Probably this week.
If not, we could always do the
just review the Incursion.
Yeah.
We can do that too.
You do both.
So let us know, guys. What would you like to see, and we can make that.
Yeah, and I also we're going to start. I want to start a playlist on our channel, which is FLG Must Buys.
Right.
And just older games that you have that we've been talking about, a lot of them today. That let's just put some gameplay on there. Let's talk about them. And these are just games that we love to play that we think you should buy.
Be worth your time. I guarantee it.
Just stuff that we think should be in your library. It should be in every gamer's library.
Probably cheap too, so it's it's an easy buy for most of us.
Right. And then we're also going to introduce kind of like personality profiles that we're going to talk to other gamers and other YouTubers for the podcast. I'm kind of looking forward to that. We've got a couple of people lined up already.
Right. Do a little bit of interview action with some indie developers possibly, and fellow gamers as well.
And fellow YouTubers.
Okay.
Because that really interests me, the whole YouTube thing. Not just the gaming side of YouTube, but the actual video creation side of YouTube. Other creators, other content creators out there, how they get their start. And how do we get their audience? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, stay tuned for all the fun stuff, guys, and follow us on our social media as well. This was Suj from First Look Gamers. I have with me again John and Chris. This was our episode 2 from the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Later, guys.
See ya.
Did I end it?
Nope. That's good.
Good.